Hi, my name is Álvaro Bastidas and I'm going to show you my first assignment activity. So first are the misconceptions about learning. I think learning is one of the most important things in life. For me, learning is the base of knowledge, and without knowledge it's impossible to talk about a change in the society. Seeing that my main idea of my profession is change society, so learning is the way I think I'm going to change the world, I'm going to change minds, and I'm going to change the idea many students are getting about how to manage their life, and according to that, how to manage the society in a future. Also, I would like to share with you what are my strengths and weaknesses, talking about personal, academic, and professional aspects. First, as a personal, I consider three important things in my life. The first one is the tolerant, second, the respectful, and also the open mind idea about the world. And I explain myself. When I say tolerant, it's because I respect every single difference that my students are getting. It's really important for me as a person, not just as a teacher, uh, taking in mind that my students are totally different, not just in the way they are learning, but also in the way they see the world and they behave themselves. According to that, I like to understand them and try to show them a person who can be not a friend, but who can be a person who can understand them. Also, because explaining another aspect for me is I'm respectful with that. I believe that my students can think and believe in many things. The only thing I don't really accept, according to the personal aspect, is they try to hurt some other people or someone else. In the academic aspect, I could say that one of my strengths is I'm trying to be a really organized person, even that my schedule is really, really complicated, and I speak a little bit about that. I'm a person who are working from 7 morning until quarter past 6 afternoon, so that means my job schedule is big, it's really trouble. But I'm trying to organize the small times I getting free for me to organize that academic aspect, because I think if I can achieve a goal like the academic part, I will be someone who really loves who is doing. And to be honest, that's been one of the most important parts of my life as well, because learning is the my main idea about the world. Without knowledge, we are no anything. Now, talking about the professional aspect, I can say that the most for me is an ambitious person. Talking about the professional, I don't want to be in the same stage all the time, or the same in a plain stage. I like to try to get more things all the time and trying to improve not just my knowledge, also my job, because that's another way to show my students it's possible to change the world, no being on the same place all the time. I know those kind of persons who loves working on the same place for a long time. I like to get some change in my life and also trying to improve the things I'm doing. And also this is because I love what I'm doing. I'm a teacher because I like. This wasn't a mistake in my life. It was something really important, the most important decision I took, because I thought I was going to change the world, and actually I think I'm doing it. Now I'm going to also share the weaknesses. I think for most of the people it's really difficult to talk about that. For me, actually, I think it's not. I like to analyze myself, and I like when people are saying me what kind of mistakes or errors are doing, because I think that's the way to improve and being always a better person. So, in a personal weaknesses, I could say that the biggest weakness I got is I really push person. That's me with myself. I like to push myself all the time to the extreme. Sometimes I don't give a real proper time for me, and that's a weakness because sometimes I forget that I need also to rest, and sometimes I just prefer to be on my job and now in the university with this kind of stuff, and I forget that I don't know, maybe need time for relaxing and don't stress, and sometimes that's getting me many problems. In the academic aspect, I need to talk about that. I think I need to improve many things. Uh, like for example, my writing skills, I know I have many problems. Even if I try to improve them, that was one of the reasons actually I traveled, because I needed to improve my English level. I think now it's not the worst, but it's not the best I like to get. But so I need to improve all the time more and more and more and more. So I think that's a really big weakness. And in a professional life, I think uh, as a person who likes to push itself, sometimes I think I try to push also my students to do the same, and I don't realize they are students. So it's that's ambiguous because I like to understand them, but sometimes when I working with the most mechanical part, I like to get them or trying to make them to do as the way I'm doing. But to be honest, I'm trying to improve that. I'm trying to change things like that because I think they are teenagers and I need to get them in an easy way. And by the time I think I'm doing, so I like to talk about also how I make competences, uh, managing problems. First, how I manage my problems in my life. I think uh, because I'm the kind of person who likes to see errors, sometimes that allows me to change many things I got as a bad parts of my life. And actually, if I try to check how was my life maybe 10 years ago or how it's now, and I think it's totally different. I think took a moment in my life where I got the possibility to change everything. I started to do it, and I thought it was wrong, and now I'm doing in a better way. With the time, as I said before, I'm a push person, and also with the time, I'm trying to use the time as much as possible because I think time is just losing it. So I try to try to manage the time in a good way, but to be honest, sometimes I'm just too ambitious and I cannot do everything I want to do. So I have to just relax and take a breath and start again to do everything in a better way. My job, I really got some importance in my job, I think, because I see everything as a component. Everything is working together. It's not just different parts of a thing or a place. So I like to get good relations with my colleagues, also my students, and I think that's the way to make everything working or manage everything around me. Talking about, of course, my job. And my tolerance to error is good. As I say, I repeat again, I don't mind saying when someone is saying to me that I'm getting an error because I think that's the way I'm going to improve it. That's the best way actually, and to be honest, I love that kind of people who say me on my face that what is wrong, what is the mistake, and also give me an argument of that. It's not just you're bad because you're bad. It's because an argument for that. And now my my knowledge about technology and how I manage technology, I think is something really important as well. Because first, I know what is the results of finesse about this. Uh, I love technology. For me, that's the way to find information, good bad information. I don't know how to explain that, but I love to get many ideas from technology, from websites, from different kinds of apps. So I working all the time with that. Uh, to be more clear about that, for example, I like to get some virtual games which I can make my students to play during our classes because they like, and I think for them it's easier to understand when they're playing something, especially if it's something that is getting from the red. Because uh, I see my students in a generation who loves pictures, who loves colors, who loves movements. So when I mixing all these kinds of aspects, I see them as students who can learn in a better way and who love what they're doing. Also, because I want to show them from that part that it's possible to get autonomy. I say then if you don't know something, if you don't know how to maybe pronounce a word or how to work with a specific expression, you can go to a website, you can go to YouTube or something similar and look for the information. So they were making them all the time to get their own knowledge. Also with my basic students, sometimes I say, okay, maybe you don't speak English, but you can improve it. So I suggesting there some places, some kind of apps, like apps who are going to help to learn English. And on that way, I think that some of them are getting the message and starting to do something different. And finally, my issues, I think, when I have a problem with technology, I'm just trying to solve it. I don't keep on the problem. I just try to go for the solution all the time. Okay. Also, I like to get only my competencies about troubleshooting, leadership, and productivity, and I think that's good for me. I don't have any trouble with that because I see everyone as a part of a team. Also, I'm the area coordinator in my school, so For me, it's really important to be a leader, but I'm not the kind of leader who likes to say everyone who is doing. I'm the kind of leader who likes to see what are the strengths of my colleagues, and after that trying to keep them in a proper way, in a mm, conjunction, it's possible to say, to get a really good goal for all of us. So I got a goal and I try to get them with that, and the productivity with that is good because our big products are students, and something that I really feel proud is that my school, even if we're having just 1 hour of class per week, our English level is good. So for me, it's something really interesting. Okay, now goal setting. If I want to explain that, it's just that that's the way of saying that just I like to get goals, and also I see self-efficacy as the way now it's explained to me that I'm trying to do around my life, trying to be self-efficacy with myself, trying to work with that, and that's uh, the most important thing because I think that that is helping me to really achieve the goals. The way I get, or the capacity or ability I get to reach whatever I want to do. Uh, Now, what maybe it is, I'm trying to support this information about self-efficacy. I just want to start with a quote I found from someone called Sukowski. He is a nursery instructor, and he was also explaining what is self-efficacy on that aspect. So he says self-efficacy can influence people's choice. Self-efficacy levels can help motivations. So taking that in mind, as something that I really like it, I'm going to explain how they see self-efficacy as a personal profession. Now I'd like to explain my personal aspect, how do I believe about self-efficacy. First, I'm gonna say that my strengths are based on experiences. I'm the kind of person who achieves his goals through solving each obstacle in life. According to Bandura, those situations have made me a person with strong self-beliefs of efficacy. Also, I think it's important to mention Zimmerman, according to this concept of self-regulation, which is saying that self-regulation directs thoughts, feelings, and actions towards one goals. For me, that's really important because taking Bandura as the first and after Zimmerman, I'm seeing how my life is being focused on the experiences, and after that, the way to self-regulate myself in order to get a goal. And that's the last part of my personal aspect here, getting that it's impossible to talk about goals and without a self-regulation. And I like how I can explain that because he's saying that with the idea of the setting of those goals, the person must be self-regulated, and with that self-regulation aspect is the way that person is going to achieve everything that is proposed in his life. Jane, I like to talk about the professional aspect, and I think I'm going to take mention first Siemenstra, who is saying that self-directed learning is any study for in what individuals have priority or for planning, implementing, and even evaluating effort. For me, that's important because I think if I can teach my students from this concept, I'm going to get students who are going to be able to get really good decisions in their future life. And that's really important because if I take also the concept of self-efficacy academic, which is proposed by Pajares, who is saying that students are able to, with this self-efficacy academy, they are able to learn more things, and also that's going to facilitate the way they are looking for information. And according to that, I think those kind of students are going to be more productive in a society. And I taking this information, or also supporting this information with Thornton, who is saying that the self-efficacy is going to get in a society best people who can take decisions and make biggest changes. Finally, I'd like to talk about my personal and professional plan. As I said before, I have some troubles with my skills rating, so I want to improve them. So I take them as a part of my planning. And also in my professional, I think I will just want to talk about with you that I want to finish my master degree, not just because I want to get another title in my CV, my curriculum vitae, is because I want to continue working in different things as my I want to also study my doctorate, and I want to work with universities more than schools. I think it's time to get a change in my life. Was a kind of biography activity, to be honest, one of the hardest I've done. But I really liked you take time for me for doing these things. Thank you very much. That was everything. Thanks a lot. Bye.